Alright, we did the old switcheroo again. So the rake's unhooked, the mower's back on. He's on his way to the field. But we need to get that truck to the field, so they got something to service out of and they got to ride home. So I'm going to play Super Trucker today and see if it'll go on here. I'm not sure if the truck will load on here or not, just the way how long the truck is and the bed and the tilt and everything, but we're going to give it a shot. Dice. It's not gonna work. Trailer starts to tilt before the back wheels are on. Dang it. Alright, let's go pick them up. Alright, trailer's unhooked. We're on our way out to the field. Gonna get that mower set back up. We're gonna have to adjust a little different because we're in pistachios. We're out of almonds for a few days, so the pistachios, the floors are not as uniform, not as flat, and there's a lot more leaves and sticks and debris, and the floors are not the floors, the tree spacing's a little bit narrower, so we got to bring the brushes in, and then we probably need to readjust height, just get it working right, you know. But yeah, it's January 20th, it's Inauguration Day, and it feels like it's like 70 or 75, but it's not. My truck says it's 59, but you know, it's that time of year. We're not used to the warm weather and the sun, and you start moving around, especially if you got coveralls. I was like sweating. I tore them off like I was, you know, like it was 105 middle of summer. But I sure wish it would rain. I mean, we still got some time. It's, I don't know, we got February and March, and you know, then after that it's kind of like, okay, rain, go away, we want to get some work done. But that trailer, I was going to explain, it's an old tilt bed that my dad built back in the 70s, and then him and I kind of modified it, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago, different axles and things like that. But the way the bed tilts, there's no like cylinder or any resistance to it, you know, it's just gravity. So I'm sure I could load that truck up if I had a way to, like, you know, lock the bed, and then once the truck's up on it, you know, let it tilt. But it's not that set up that way, so it is what it is. And you know, that trailer gets used more for tractors, and that's kind of its purpose. But I would like to get like a really nice gooseneck, like a tilt gooseneck, you know, with like a low loading degree. That way we could load sweepers and, you know, make life a little bit easier. But someday, one thing at a time. So, all right, we're just pulling into the next ranch here with the pistachio field, so we're going to set them up. setups, you almost don't do anything. We set it up at the shop almost, so to speak. We raise the mower up one turn, but Yeah, it's definitely a lot dustier. There's more material on the ground. This orchard got topped with a mechanical topper, and sometimes when you do that, well, not sometimes, always, you get sticks stuck in the trees, and we shook a lot of them out. So they'll top it, and then they shred all the prunings with a shredder, but there's still stuff in the tree. Like you can see that right there, those like dead leaves, that's a limb or a branch that's stuck in there from when they topped it. But as you can see on the ground, when we shook a bunch of them out, so the mowers are having to chew through a bunch of sticks. And then you can also see the ground's a little uneven, a little cloddy compared to the flat, smooth orchard floors. But we're making it work. The mower's doing its job. But yeah, see, there's just a lot sticks and a lot heavier leaves, and just the ground's kind of uneven. But it's doing what it's supposed to. It's getting the berm cleaned off, and it's chewing everything up. Like there's a busted pistachio shell, and I don't know if you can hear the ding 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 ding. That's these pistachios bouncing around inside there, because they're just a lot harder than the almonds are. But other than that, it looks pretty good. I may make one adjustment to his deflector on the blower spout, just to kind of shoot down onto the ground some more. But other than that, it looks pretty good. So yeah, they got 300 acres to do, I think, on this ranch. So they'll be here a few days, and then we'll jump back into almonds. And well, we still got some pistachios to do, but we're getting there. And then hopefully the shakers hopefully this is their last week. It's the last week for us, for like what I have on the schedule. But you know, it seems like we always, you know, we'll jump in and help someone who's trying to finish. Because yeah, like I said earlier, it's the 20th of January, so you know, we pretty much got 9-10 days to be done mummy shaking, because it's going to be too close to bloom. The buds are swelling, and you know, like I've said before, you're always going to knock some off, but it just looks worse when the buds are swelled up and fat. So alright, we're going to go do a little more walking behind him, see what it looks like. Never fails. I'm always parked in the way. He's coming to the end. We gotta beat him. Oh. He's coming. I'm not breathing hard. Are you breathing hard? No, I exercise all the time. It's a little dusty. Little dusty. This thing again? Yep, this thing again, except we're going to put the blower back on it. We got a job we got to go rake, and this job is going to need the blower, so we're going to take the blower and put it back on the rake. But we're going to do this the easy and the quick way. I like doing things like that. So easy. Okay, we're going to take a little closer look at the rake. So if you see in the middle, the paint color, the middle of this bar, the paint color in the middle is a little bit different. That's because when we got this rake, it was 2 feet longer, and we took it in the shop and we shortened it 2 feet. The reason being, this rake was really long and it wasn't necessary. And then also, when we put the blower on, that made it real heavy back here, which in turn made it kind of difficult for the tractor to lift it up. The tractor would do it, but the front end was a little bit too light, so we figured shortening it up would bring, take away some of the weight from the back. And it did help a little bit. The tractor's still a little light in the front, but what we did is we have we were able to add a couple more extra suitcase weights to the front, along with the belly pan. Now this tractor may look a little shinier than our other orchard tractors, and there's a reason. It's because it's new. I didn't buy it. It's just a rental for a few days. Our two tractors are tied up busy with mowing, and I didn't want to go through the trouble of unhooking and rehooking and switching over and blah blah blah. So made a call to the local dealer, and we're gonna rent this tractor for a couple days just to get the job out of the way. I don't want to stop my mowers. They got a lot to do in front of them, and there's a slight chance of rain maybe in a week or so, so I want to get as much mowing done as possible. And the rake goes pretty fast. We can get enough done. So yeah, the rake, we shortened it up, and then also the gauge wheels, we put those on. I did that just because you would have to rely on the 3-point or the draft control to hold the rake up. You couldn't just put it all the way down, or the rake would go like that, pitch forward, and so you had to have your 3-point set. Well, that tractor is still carrying the load or the weight of the rake, so we put the gauge wheels on there, so now you just put it all the way down and it doesn't matter. The blower I got from a friend of mine. He did a similar setup with it like I did. I got it, we modified it a little bit. I don't know if you can see, there's hitch pockets that we welded on right here. That enabled the 3-point to hook up lower and lift it up higher. We also modified the hitch back here a little bit. Before it basically had a quick hitch welded on. I kept the center part, but I took the quick hitch off and got these weld on, basically like a weld on hind joint or weld on clevis, whatever you want to call it, and put them on there. That did a couple things. That allowed me to put the hitch point again lower. That way it would lift the rake up higher. Also, cutting the quick hitch off, I don't know how much weight it took off, maybe 100 pounds, maybe 80 pounds, so it lightened it up. So far so good, it works really good. So yeah, again, the idea is, the blower is to blow sticks over into the next pass that you're going into, so we basically go across the field and just blow one way. Pretty simple, and it works pretty well. So I got a couple more things I got to do to the tractor, and then it'll be ready. So I'm going to hook those up, and I will probably see you guys in the field, which is probably going to be tomorrow. So sit tight. See you in a second. Well, there it is. We're in the field. I've made a few passes, just kind of setting it up. Kind of hard to see maybe, but the prunings aren't real heavy throughout the whole field. In certain places they are, where the trees are bigger, but these trees were just topped every other row, and I think it was this row that was topped, so they didn't top every row, so that's why there's not a whole lot of sticks. But this thing's working pretty good. I have one complaint, but I think we can fix it. I need to put some extensions on my blower chutes to get the air closer to the berm. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So yeah, I have an extension that will go right here. I think it's like a 10-inch maybe, and it'll just set that into that spout closer to the berm, which I think will help, because in reality you need to just have the air hit right here, because everything in this path right here is going to get scooped up by the rake. So yeah, but other than that, I mean, that's really it. It's it's doing its job. It's leaving. I see these little guys right here, that little one. I mean, it's probably not a big deal, but I don't like it. But yeah, it's working pretty good. So this rake, it's pretty simple. You set width with the hydraulic cylinders, and I pretty much have it just, you know, at the base of each berm here in the field. So, and then you basically just have your height adjustment, which is this wheel right here to raise the teeth up and down, and you do want them to scratch a little bit. You can't have them too high or they'll miss. But other than that, it's working pretty good. So yeah, we're just gonna, I'll probably pick the extensions up tonight or tomorrow and put them on there and see if it makes a difference or not. I think it will. So yeah, this is eliminating a hand crew, you know, so labor people to come out here and hand stack all this stuff. So it's saving time, saving the growers some money doing it the mechanical way. Yeah. All right, well, I'm going to stick you guys on the rake. You're going to go for a little ride, so hold on. Survive. Did you hit your head? Alright, I never really explained how this thing, the rake works. Where's the thing at? So, right here. It's kind of cool, kind of dumb at the same time. So it's got one hydraulic remote that powers a valve block, and then it's all wireless control. So you literally turn the rake on and off, swing it in, swing it out, each side, raise each side up and down. It's kind of cool, but have you guys ever lost your TV remote? Or some of you, your remote's lost right now? That's what I'm worried about with this thing. But what's cool is once you start raking and get it set, you can leave it alone, and then you just leave the rake on, and then you can turn the rake on and off with this lever. So you don't have to hit the on and off every time. So that's okay, but I'd rather have like a block with switches and wires. I mean, I guess that's one good thing. You don't have to deal with a bunch of wires and plugs. And then the blower, you can turn each side off individually, each chute. So this tractor only has 2 remotes, hydraulic remotes, so you need one for the rake, and then really you need 2 for the blower for each side. But I have an old hydraulic splitter, and I mounted it on the blower right there, and then there's a switch here that you pick, you know, what side you want to open or close, and then you just do it right here with this lever. So pretty simple once you get used to it. So all right, well, I think that's gonna be it. We're just about done mummy shaking, so we're getting there. It's getting close. It's time to be done. So all right, we'll catch you guys next time. See ya.